Was your hair tight? When I wake up in the morning, my bed passes 4 a.m. Like, was your hair tight? Tryna go out tonight. I think I need my body. It's always a kinky conversation, a kinky conversation. But I got that magic.
We actually have a special guest in the house today, Rita K. Davis. Well, welcome, Rita. We're so excited to have you here today.
I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, you've had a lot going on this year.
Oh my goodness. Where do I begin?
We need you to begin because we got, you know what, the show is about 15 minutes, honey, so we got a lot to talk about.
Yes, we have a lot to get in here, so great. So just starting off, you know, the year has been amazing. Went on a journey of auditioning for this little show on TV called Ready to Love. So that's been really, really fun and just helping me let my guard down. My biggest thing is I'm just so busy. I call myself the corporate creative, and thus I created a company called the Corporate Creative. So with Corporate Creative, it's me helping, like I said, those corporate mind people are just too busy for themselves, cultivate that creative side of them that's going to help them flourish. So whether it be mind, body, soul, spirit, your health, exercise, being mindful of just yourself and where you want to be, that's where my coaching platform is going.
Well, while I'm ready to change, you've been ready to love.
Why is it that you're here?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too far removed out of a relationship that went on, off and on forever.
How long?
Well, probably went off and on for 3 years. On 3 months, off 3 months. On 3 months, off 3 months.
When was this breakup?
Excuse me?
When was this breakup?
When? I mean, the relationship has been over. I've been in denial about what it is.
We dancing.
Do y'all watch the show?
I've seen some episodes and it's interesting.
It was an interesting journey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we called it, the big journey to love, ready to love. Here in Atlanta, we know that Atlanta has a dating problem. Yes, there are an abundance of men. And sometimes we just don't know what direction those men are going in, whether it be mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. And they brought 12 women. We got a dope cast. And we brought in 8 men. And in the beginning, the women had the opportunity to narrow down the men to 3. Narrow it down to 3. Those 3 couples that are ready to journey on and find love.
Because I can talk about dating in Atlanta, Lord.
What do you think the #1 issue is finding love in Atlanta?
Atlanta women is part of the problem. They're putting it out there that they're okay with being side pieces.
Okay.
I have been that one that has allowed that extra woman to come into the relationship. I have known of that there is another woman. He has a high sex drive. I can't handle it all. And I'm like, okay, long as she's not in my face.
Hell
so
no.
I have been that woman. I'm not the side chick. I'm the main chick.
You're the main chick.
So how was being on the show as a natural?
You know what? It's funny because you walk out into the world. Atlanta is becoming this big mecca, this second, Hollywood of the South, and you see everybody with the inches. I got my inches on today. There is that want to glamorize yourself. When I first stepped in, you see the first scene, we're all in this big mansion, meeting everyone. You don't know what you're walking into, and it was hot Atlanta that day. It had to be at least 90 degrees, sunny. Outside, we shot outside, and we're black women. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm thinking, even being natural, my hair is going to change. It's not going to look the same that I looked in the mirror in the morning. It's going to look different. But, I walk in and I see these beautiful women, hair cascading down their back. The inches are flowing, and I'm like, damn it, I should have got my extensions in. This is gonna, give me not a competitive advantage that I wanted, but I was me, and I feel that I am the best me when I'm rocking my natural hair. I really do, and people, they see that confidence that it comes from, a woman with, who's able to have a kinky conversation, who's got that textured hair. It's a certain amount of confidence that you have to rock that and not care what anybody thinks about you. You know your fears, and that's all that matters. But I wouldn't say that the guys felt any type of way. But it was interesting when we shot the reunion. I did walk in with my inches, and they were like, oh! I was like, oh, this is what it took. And a lot of the women that were on the show, they had, the wigs, the weaves, and all that. But I wanted to make sure that man, if he was truly there, which we found out he wasn't, I wanted to make sure that he saw me, the true representation of me, which is a woman with natural hair. And I love it. I've been natural for 20 years, and I'll never go back to the creamy crack, ever.
I remember when we met, and I did a photo shoot with you when I was just starting. I was fresh off the boat, out of corporate. I was a corporate creative.
Yeah, there you go. And she found her way out.
Yeah, I found my way out. But I remember you telling me that you used to wear your hair straight, and then I think that is, and I thought about that years later because I was like, oh, well, her hair looks good, and she used to wear it straight, and now it's all curly, like it looks amazing. But you know, then you do it yourself, and it's a different texture, and you're like, oh, she lied. My hair don't look like hers.
Liar. Truth is in me, I promise. But you know, it takes time and patience. It really does take some time and patience.
And I'm bringing it back to the show, but when you say that you walked in on the show and the women reacted.
No, the men and the women.
The men and
the
the
men
women.
and the women.
I just think that just caught my attention, just because, I mean, we sisters, right? So, I mean, what was that like? Did you feel any? I mean, because we understand men, they gonna have their thing, right? But women, because we go through the same process, you know, we go through this whole trying to beautify ourselves and get right and keep it tight, you know, and so you would think that we'd be a little bit more, I don't know, like open and accepting of each other. So did you feel like that you ever experienced that? And I'd say that, I mean, I'll ask y'all as well, like, have you guys ever felt that from just women?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I'm not going to say this show, and let me correct that. It wasn't more like, oh my God, you look better. It was like, okay, girl, you know what I'm saying, got some inches, whatever the case may be, like I joined the club or whatever. You know, I'm just having fun, you know, join the inches club, yes. But I take it back to a job interview that I had when I moved to Atlanta. And this was before going natural was popular. And I have literally on my Bank of America, they don't do it anymore, where they have these pictures of you on the Bank of America bank card. And I have this huge afro. And I can remember my aunt saying, she's gonna get me for this, sorry auntie. I can remember her saying, you better pull that stuff back in the bun. Until you get that job, don't go in there scaring those people. And it's just so horrible that you have to think that way. I think it's a lot more accepting. I mean, I have a coworker who's got one side of her head shaved, her hair is red, she's got rocking the locks, and she's got her corporate suit on, and they absolutely love her. And that's the way that it should be. You should be able to embrace, you know, your individuality. And it's just a shame that some people are so close-minded, but I just thank God that it's more embraced than it was 20 years ago.
Do you think, being natural though, just from watching the show, I kind of noticed that the connection between the unnaturals and the naturals, the connection with you guys compared to the girls that were, you know, the makeup and the weave, and it's just different.
Yeah, guys love it.
Yeah, they do, but
They
they
really
say they
love
don't. I don't understand, like, what do we do? I'm confused.
They're confused,
Yeah.
everybody's confused. You know, they'll say they want this female that, you know, is natural, they don't have weave, but that's the first thing that they are attracted to. And you know what, we have to blame society in making these damn extensions so great. If I hadn't told you, would you have thought that I had a sew-in right now? I mean, like, they make it so literally unbelievable. It's just insane.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Funny story. One guy told me, you smell different. And I'm like, excuse me? He was like, these girls that I date, they have weaves in their hair, and it just always smell like their ears are dirty or something. Like, what kind of females are you messing with, Sarah? Like, okay, let me go to the left on you. Yes, but
dirty
it's,
ears.
you know, it's just with us, we wash our hair a lot more often. We use these products that smell like juices and berries. And they really are attracted to that. They absolutely love it. And honestly, a guy that I was dating at the time that I got this in, he was like, really? I can't do this anymore. And yeah, we're no longer dating. I literally think when he saw my hair, he cut me off.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I started dating him with my natural hair. He loved it. He loved playing in my hair. And I told him, I warned him. I was like, you know, I'm getting extensions. How do you feel about that? And he was like, what kind of extensions? And I showed him a picture. He's like, oh, that looks like your natural hair. I was like, I know, they're the bomb.com, whatever. And as soon as I walked over to him, went to visit him, I wanted him to show me my hair because I thought he was kidding. And he literally was just like standoffish. I ain't heard from him since. I ain't lying. I kid you not. He did call me yesterday. He called me yesterday. This has probably been at least a month.
To ask you if you got your real hair?
No, I didn't answer the phone. I didn't answer the phone, but I literally have not heard from him since
You gave that man
he saw my hair.
PTSD.
I did. I was traumatized him. He fell in love with my natural hair, and then I went and did this, and I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. It saves me time in the morning. It saves me time working out. I had to get some inches. I'm just having fun. You know what's under there.
Exactly.
It's gonna come back. I promise.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that threw me off. That is the first time that's ever happened. He literally stopped talking to me.
How many weeks has it been?
It's been 4 weeks.
For a month.
Yeah, a whole month.
That's problematic.
Yeah.
Was it the one anyways?
Yeah.
It's clear.
And he called me yesterday, but I texted, I said, did you butt dial me? He was like, no, I called you for real. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I've never, like, I've heard all stories lately of people getting their husbands getting their hair measured. And yeah, it's like real crazy. This one lady, I heard a story about her having an aneurysm. Yeah, like an aneurysm, and her husband worried more about her hair than, because you know you have to
shave the hair.
Oh yeah,
They had the
and he's
surgery.
one of the measuring guys. Measurement.
Oh, cool. Wait a minute. They measure his brain.
How about that? But that's not love. Like, my thing is, if you love me for me,
Right.
then you have to love all of me, including my hair when it's beweavable or not.
You know what's under there.
That's right.
Yes.
Like, that's really crazy. But that shows you, like, where things are going. Like, I don't know, it's just very vanity driven. Everything's so visual. And it's like, when do we get back to going back to what you do? I mean, spiritual. And it's like we, as Black people, honestly need a lot of healing. And that's where it starts.
From
Like
the inside, right? It's all of that inside work that needs to be done. I mean, because even just talking through this and just kind of hearing you guys talk, I'm just thinking it's very sad, first and foremost, but it also just goes to show the pressure that women are under, especially like African American women, just because it's like, not only do we put the pressures on ourselves, we experience it from our girlfriends, we experience it from other women who are not our girlfriends, who we want to be girlfriends with, right? But it's like we can't because there's a block there. And then it's like men who we want to be attracted to us, and it's like, well, what do you like? Because then I'll appeal to what you like. But it's like all these different things that we kind of got to go through just to exist.
Yeah. Just to be accepted.
Yeah, that's problematic. So I mean, I think when you get back to really going back to what you do, that's where the healing does start, because when you start from within, all those other factors don't necessarily matter as much.
Absolutely.
You know?
You find the value in other things that are really important. Like, what really matters? Is it really my hair? Or is it my personality? Or the way that I can care for you or care about you, or way that we can build together? It's not all this on the outside. Right.
But they say that. They say that matters, how you care for them. But in reality, it's really physical.
And I get guys that, they flip the script. Like you said, they say it's how a woman treats me and this, that, and the third. And then you see some women, just reading a guy his rights. I mean, he really didn't even deserve it. And you're like, hold on, wait a minute. I could have sworn this is the woman you said you didn't want. Now she's blessing you out and you're all happy about it.
They loved her.
Right.
They love her.
You want me to curse you out, boo? Is that what you want me to do?
That's not what I'm here for. I'm not trying to do that. Good vibes.
I think it's about owning who you are, though. And that's one thing as a natural. I mean, you've been natural 20 years. You've been natural
my whole life. Just because I was just curious about my natural curl pattern. Right. So that's really where it started. It really didn't have nothing to do with my self-esteem or, at that point, I was just like, oh, so if I put water on my hair, my curls.
It'll curl right. Okay. Oh my gosh. I was telling people I did not have a clue that my hair had a bend in it until college. Right. I had no clue. Like, literally, it was like divine intervention, because I would go get my touch-up. And I would notice when I washed my hair, it wouldn't work. I literally have straight, curly, straight, curly. And I was like, Mom, was my hair curly when I was a kid? She was like, yes. Why do you think I permed it so early? Because she didn't want to deal with it. She didn't want to deal with it. I had no clue that I had an inkling of curly hair until my senior year in college.
Wow. When did you get your first relaxer?
First, like 5 years old.
I was 4.
Traumatized.
Like, still.
I remember the burns, the chemical burns in my head, like leaving it on. Oh my God, and don't mention around Easter time getting that fresh touch up.
But guess what? I could walk with a wind machine after.
It ain't worth it. It don't sound like it's worth it. I've never had one, but
it was worth it.
Be happy you never had to experience that, okay?
Like, really be happy.
Man, I tell you.
Remember all of my hair in the back. I had to wear, I was in Texas. I had a genteel relaxer, and all of the back of my hair fell out.
Same here. everything. I literally had chemical burns. It looked like my brain was on the outside of my scalp. That's how burned my head was. Like scabs, scaly, medicine from the doctor. I had 4 different pills. I'll never forget that square little white pill and the little Halloween pill because it was orange and black. Traumatized. I'm telling you, I will never forget that. Yeah, there were
so
4.
you were healing from the inside out.
Healing from the inside out. There you go.
Was that what made you stop getting perms?
No, you mean I remember that, but I was too young. I was going to tell Mom, no, I'm not going to get a perm. She's not going to do your hair. Yeah, I was young. I was like in elementary school when that happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That
I
has
still
got to
remember
be
that.
traumatizing.
It was very traumatizing.
I'm telling y'all, you still be cute.
It was cute. The pictures are cute. Little school pictures.
It's not worth it though.
No.
Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain. So what are some of your hair resolutions? Like what are things, maybe products that you tried this year, styles that you're like, never again, relaxers that you'll never use, you know? Ever.
I would say I need to drink more water. And I know for a fact, even doing my research, I mean, when you get into this whole natural thing, like, yo, you got to drink some water, right? Because my scalp gets so dry. And so I'm assuming that's something that could help.
It is. You can put any topical thing on top of your head, but if what's going on the inside is not right, it is not going to matter.
Yeah.
What about you?
Something that I won't do is it's double negative. I'll put it this way. I'm going to share more. I can't wait to share more of what I know. And that's, I think, one thing that's been holding me back from sharing because, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to be official, I guess, to sort of speak. You know, and now that, you know, I literally have learned it. I've got a microbiology degree. And then from a health and wellness perspective, just backing it all up. I just really wanted that backing. So, I mean, like I said, it's truly my passion. I'm going to share more with individuals, literally just share more. And just helping them, you know, find what it is that they're missing. If it be water or leafy greens or whatever the case may be, share more information.
8 months ago, I went through the whole, process of seeing for the first time really my curl pattern. I was the weave girl, straight girl, yes. But I still love. I love the inches. But for me, this is something that I had to kind of face. We kind of talked about that where, I never knew. So I'm like, okay, Drexina, you're on a healing journey. This is another way to find out who you are. And although it's not easy for me to wear my hair because I've been wearing such, when this doesn't feel as attractive, unfortunately, and this is something I'm working on. So tell them don't start writing comments and then, this is life. Right. We all have issues, and this is my issue, right? Yeah. So the 24 and the 32-inch wavy or straight hair was more appealing to me. And that's something like I read an article and they were saying like the majority of Caucasian people, the majority of our black men, the majority of black women feel that smooth hair is more appealing, period. I was a part of that. I mean, having a relaxer at 4, I was already taught that. So this is like a life, something I'm overcoming from when I was small. So, don't judge. Right. This is my journey, and I'm sharing it. I'm gonna be very honest. Yes. But this year, like you said, I definitely don't drink no water. So drink some water. No water. I'm parking up.
Please drink water.
What is it? Yeah.
It's good for you. That's what it is.
It's horrible. It's horrible. The only water I see is in the shower. This is a full-on, like, for me, starting with my hair. I'm gonna start with the food and yeah, I'm gonna make major changes this year. I'm gonna try to hold on and keep wearing my natural hair. I'm not gonna give up.
I think it's a testament to say, you know what? I really love this. I'm embracing it. You look absolutely gorgeous. You look gorgeous.
Hopkinson.
Yes. Right? She's amazing. You look amazing.
I think it definitely suits you.
For sure.
It's a work in progress. I'm working on it. That's all I can say. So on that note, Rita, we are so happy to have had you today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, wow. We are so excited to see what you do in the future. Like, yeah your star is shining.
Appreciate
just that. Like that hair glowing.
Oh, yeah.
So again, we're very happy that you tuned in today with my curl friends at Kinky Conversation. So don't forget to leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about the show today. Follow us, stay in touch. You can follow the show at Kinky Conversations on Instagram. We really would love your feedback. Join the conversation, become a part of our curl community, and be our curl friend. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you so much, Rita, for being here. As always, stay kinky.
For more kinky conversations, log on now to www.kinkyconvos.com or on Instagram at Kinky Conversations. Interested in being on the show or showcasing your natural hair products? Use hashtag Kinky Conversations or hashtag curlfriends.